Ladies and gentlemen, I have finally cracked the code after many, many long brainstorming sessions, countless hours thinking in my mind's eye, oh, what do I need to do? Guys, I've been stagnant for weight loss for the last several months. Not a secret. You know it. I know it. It's not something I'm proud of. It sucks. Had a bad day the last 2 days. Like always, I've been going through these constant cycles where I eat, almost nothing, and then I binge eat a bunch for like 2 or 3 days, and then I put on all the weight back, and basically I've been stuck between like 175 pounds through like 185 pounds, teetering and tottering back and forth for the past like several months. But I finally cracked the code. I finally have an idea. I think what I need to do is go back to running all the time, okay? So in the first like few months of this weight loss that I've been doing, first few months of Fat to Fit, quite some time ago at this point, what I would do is I would run kind of obsessively. I wouldn't really do very much weightlifting, and I was focused mainly on running like as much as possible, to do as much cardio as I could, to burn as much fat as I could, basically. This was a winning strategy. It worked really well. I remember I ran 100 miles in the first 4 weeks of Fat to Fit, which is pretty crazy. That's like 25 miles a week, over 3 miles a day, in case you're not very good at math, okay? So quite a lot of miles, and guess what, guys? That burns a ton of calories very fast. So even if I eat too much from, a day or two here and there, I still would burn so many calories a day that it didn't even really matter. I think I need to go back to this winning strategy because whatever I'm doing now just hasn't been working, honestly. I think that's the secret answer. So basically, I'm not going to be lifting weights as much coming up here. I'm not really going to be doing it as regularly as I have been the last few months. We did make a lot of progress in weightlifting, but honestly, I really want to get this fat off of me. I got only like 15 to 20 pounds to go, depending on the day. So, I need to get that off of me, and I think cardio is the answer to do that. So I'm probably just going to start running all the time now. Running really makes me feel good. Weightlifting feels nice too, but it doesn't really give me like that same feeling. When you run a lot, you get that runner's high, which just feels awesome. I don't really think weightlifting is the same, honestly. It just doesn't really scratch the same itch as well. So I think if I focus on running a lot more, it won't, it won't lead me to eat as much, and I just won't be as I won't be as ready to binge eat a bunch of food because I'll have already got a bunch of endorphins kicking in my head from the running, and then that will make me feel good enough to where it's like the rest of the day I can just chill. I'm always in a good mood pretty much after I run, unless I really push it to the max and I'm totally exhausted. Usually I'm in a very good mood after I run, like I am right now. So things are going pretty good. Well, maybe not recently, but I feel pretty good today, and I think this is going to be a winning strategy. Another thing that I'm considering, I'm kind of thinking about not weighing myself anymore for like a month, basically. Now, this is pretty different from anything I've ever done. Honestly, I don't really recommend weighing yourself every single day because your weight really fluctuates all the time for just random, stupid reasons you can't even realize. Like, it's very random. Sometimes you can have like a really good day and then still weigh in like a pound or two more than the last day, the next day. Like, it's ridiculous. The weight fluctuations are kind of a big deal. When I started off the diet, I could kind of handle it, and I wasn't really like hyper obsessed with it. And I mainly did the weigh-ins just for this channel so that I could read off that stat every day so you guys knew exactly where I was. It was mainly for this channel, but honestly, I think I've been obsessing too much about the scale recently, day to day. If I weigh in too low, or low like I want, basically, I'll be like, oh, I can spare a few hundred calories. I'm doing good. Or if I weigh in too much, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And then I just give up and then I eat, So either way, I basically use that as an excuse to eat too much, which is very unfortunate. So I think that my little obsession with the scale has gotten a little bit too much. So I think until August is over, I'm probably just not going to weigh myself for a while, honestly. So I think I'm just not going to weigh myself until next month. So we'll see how that works out. Let me know if you think these are the right decisions, me running instead of weightlifting like almost every day, basically. Or, what do you think about me not really weighing myself for like a month just to see where I'm at? I think it'll also focus me to take the calorie counts a little bit more seriously, because that'll be my only real measure of progress. So I'll probably be way more tuned into the calories, so I think that'll help in that aspect also. I don't know. Let me know what you think. These are things that I've been thinking about a lot recently. I think these are the winning strategy. I don't know. Like I said, we've been stagnant for months, so I'm honestly at my wit's end, guys. I'm not going to lie. I really want it to be over, and I don't know. It's a lot harder to lose weight at this body fat percentage. Like my body does not have huge amounts of fat storage, just readily available. Like if I don't eat for a day, it affects me a lot more now than it used to, just because I'm at a lower body fat percentage. Like it's a lot harder to lose weight at this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect it to be this difficult, but I weighed in yesterday, day 277 at 182.6 pounds. I had 9 hours and 15 minutes of sleep, had 5 grams of creatine. I had about 4,000 calories or so, roughly. I didn't really count, honestly. At first, I started off the day pretty well, but tons of tacos were made, and they were very good tacos, so I'm not going to lie, I didn't really count what I was doing. And also, I used a ton of ingredients I didn't weigh out, so I just kind of gave up, if I'm being honest, which I'm ashamed of, but oh well. And then today, I also just didn't really feel very good because I was ashamed of yesterday, so the guilt carried over. And then I just didn't really do anything today either, and I probably had another like 4,000 calories or so today. Weighed in this morning, 183.0 pounds. I had 7 hours, 45 minutes of sleep, 5 grams of creatine, but I actually ran today. I ran 2 miles in 18 minutes and 55 seconds. Certainly not, my fastest run, but it didn't need to be. I'm going to focus probably mainly on distance coming up here and just try and get as many miles in as I could. When I started off the diet, I would run like as many miles as I could, and I would run at a pace of like 11 to 12 minutes per mile or so. So that's probably what I'll aim for. And we'll see how many miles I get in a week. I'm aiming for like maybe 10 to 15 or so, or just more if I feel like it. Really depends on like a day-to-day, how do I feel type deal. So we'll see about that. That's pretty much it, basically. Sorry to keep disappointing you guys, to be honest. I'm ashamed of it. I keep screwing up. There's no excuse for it. It's my fault. You know what I mean? I'm just addicted to junk food. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, that's just what it is. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Also, for the media I've been consuming recently, I've been playing a ton of Slime Rancher 2. Actually, a really fun game. A huge improvement on Slime Rancher 1. I was really kind of surprised at how much better it is in terms of the exploration. Much better game, in my opinion. It's got a lot more in it. I'm really enjoying it a lot. I've been playing the hell of it. And I also watched 2 movies since I saw you last. I watched Happy Gilmore 2. It was okay. It could have been worse, but honestly, it wasn't a very good movie. But in terms of how bad movies are nowadays, it had a few okay moments, and that's all you can hope for with modern Hollywood. I also watched that Superman movie that just came out. I wasn't really a fan of it. It started off kind of strong, especially with that scene in the beginning with Superman and Lois and stuff. And then a few scenes like later on also. I thought with him meeting Lex for the first time, I thought that was really good also. These 2 scenes kind of had me hyped, like, oh, wow, maybe this is actually going to be really good. Who knows? Maybe they'll actually do a decent job. Then the rest of the movie was boring and sucked, in my opinion. I wasn't really a fan of it. Man of Steel is a great movie, guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, it really just makes me miss Man of Steel. I love the Snyder films, okay? If you don't like them, unsubscribe, okay? I'm just kidding, but yeah. That is it for today. Thank you all for watching. I cannot believe I forgot to write down a "your mother is fat" joke. I'm so sorry, guys. I honestly totally forgot. Let me think of one, okay? Yo mama is so fat that she grows faster than bamboo. Okay, because I have bamboo. Okay, so there you go. There you go. That's my genius, your mom's fat joke. Look, guys, I just did it all off a website. I never claimed to be this creative genius, okay? Thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 279. Sorry I keep missing days like this. I just kind of wait until it's too late in the night, or I'll be out there watching, TV or something with the fam, and then it'll get too late, and then they'll immediately go to sleep, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to wake everyone up. So in the future, you may have to deal with a lot of whispering videos like this. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 279. I'll try to stop missing days.